Okay, are we live? Hey everybody, welcome to the live stream. Today we are... Do we even have any video? Okay, I think we're working. Okay, today what are we going to do? Oh my god, St. Mark's Lions represent football. Okay. It's gonna get hot in here, so I better take my hoodie off. Okay, what are we up to today? Today we are going to be building my Bricklink Designer Program Pursuit of Flight set. And while we are doing that, or towards the end I guess maybe, or while we're doing it, we'll see. I will be showing you some of the other versions of this that I built throughout the time that it was on LEGO Ideas. I guess it's actually been 4 years almost since I first posted the project on LEGO Ideas. It was April 17th, 2018 that I posted this version onto LEGO Ideas. And it's been a very long wait to get to this point where it comes in a nice fancy box. But we can talk about that as we're building it. So for now, I'm just gonna pop this open, and obviously while I'm building it, we can chat about stuff, about LEGO Ideas, about the Bricklink Design Program, about other projects I'm working on, about sets that have been released, whatever you guys want to talk about. I'll see if I can keep up with the chat. Who do we have in here? Ecstatic Ethan, hello, hey buddy, thanks for coming back. Worst at Lego, I'm still waiting for my Kakapo to arrive. Yeah. I don't think everybody has gotten these sets yet. They're still in the process of being shipped. Here I am breaking the seals. I don't know if people care about seeing that stuff. Holy crap. Hi, JK Brickworks. I'm a massive fan. Oh, thanks, Ezra. Thanks for the great design. Cool. You're welcome, Paul. Okay, what do we got in here? Let's see. Maybe we can get some action. Okay, here we go. We have some bags. Oh, they're numbered, just like standard LEGO sets. But no instructions, no physical printed instructions. We have this little card on how to get the building instructions, which I actually tried to download them to the app, but my instruction app wasn't working very well on the tablet. So I just downloaded the PDF file. You can just download the PDF as well. It's all pretty easy to find. You can actually just Google Pursuit of Flight LEGO instructions and you'll eventually find them. Name call, Jack Entertainment Channel. Yeah, okay, I called your name. Good to go. Yahir Garcia, Sonic, cool. Yeah, thanks. Had a lot of fun with the Sonic build last time. Sadly, Lego Sonic Boy, who has been in the chat before, did not make it last time. It was unfortunate that he did not. We ever make instructions for the particle accelerator. That did not get to be made. Okay, particle accelerator, the instructions will be coming at some point. That's still to be determined. There's some stuff going on in the background. Bricklink basically, originally they did commit to releasing the instructions for all the projects that would not be released. So they will be coming at some point in the future. There's some stuff going on. It's not overly dramatic or anything, but it's just a longer process than anybody predicted to get that to happen. So they will be coming at some point. Hopefully soonish. Connor Jonah, so glad to finally catch a stream. Came across your work a few months after the maze was released. Oh man, that was yeah, quite a while ago. Thanks for joining. Okay, so bag number one. I guess I'll just set this aside and we'll get right into it. Oh, I remember seeing this at Adam Savage's tests. Yes, Norm just built it on tested a few days ago, I think, or yesterday. Jeez, I don't know. It was I was pretty surprised to see it pop up there too. I had no idea that they ordered a copy, or who knows how they got it. I don't know. Ooh, teal brick separator, fun times. Okay, am I falling behind the chat already? Probably, yeah. Do we even have any mods in here? I have no idea, but this isn't an official set, right? Well, I don't know. It depends. I'm not one for labels, so I don't know. There's a Lego logo on the box, I believe. Is there? Yes, there is. Right there. So Lego did technically produce it, so I guess. And Lego owns Bricklink, so Oh, we have Enthusiastic Banana in the chat. We have a mod. Excellent. So things won't degenerate into anarchy. A mug from Lego Head. Yeah. These are pretty awesome. How crazy is it to unwrap your set from Lego packaging? I know you're maybe used to it, but what a cool thing. Yeah, I'm not that used to it. It's only happened a couple times. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. Definitely validates the design work that I do. What did you guys get in the second? Oh, I bought Venice one. Yeah, actually, I just bought the Clockwork Aquarium in the second round. Probably not too surprisingly. I'm definitely a sucker for cool mechanical creations. And I thought that was a brilliant design. Okay. Let's get on to the building. I'm trying to build a blinking life-sized eye. Ideas. Yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty cool. The Dr. Sheldon Cooper. I see. I would probably put the lids on some kind of piston in the back so that they move up and down. Have them hinged on the side, on the side of the eyes. Okay. We are building things. Let's go. You would think I already know how to build this since I designed it, but it's been a long time, and you know, I have no idea if they actually changed a whole lot. Well, actually, I do. I guess I did see the final model at some point before they produced it. But basically, we just have a pretty standard plate base. It's like 10 studs wide. I believe 10 studs wide. Why am I not able to find... Oh, this happens all the time. Oh, they're over here. 2x2 plate. Mod. Okay, don't ask for mod. We have some mods in here. Oh, /me is in. Tricks and Bricks is in. Hey guys, how's it going? Love the head mug. Hello there, General Kenobi. Did everybody watch the General Kenobi trailer? It was pretty exciting. It's so cool to hear Duel of the Fates again. I don't know. I'm actually not that hardcore a Star Wars fan, but I mean, I definitely grew up with the originals. I'm not like a huge fan of all the new property series and movies and stuff that have been released, but you know, I watch them, I guess. But the Kenobi show looks well, based on the trailer, looks pretty next level. Definitely some high production values, and the trailer looks sick. I mean, we'll see how the show ends up. Do you own the Titanic set? And if so, can we expect a mod? M. Trono. No, I do not own the Titanic set. It's way too expensive. for my blood anyway, and I have no place to put it. I have no time to build it. So what set would you recommend getting? Up to 200 bricks, 500 and above, 1,000. Actually, Lego just released some cool new sets. Where did I put them? I brought them down here, I thought. I'll have to try and... Oh, they're there. Hold on one second. You were looking for sets to buy. This! I was super excited about this set. Fun functions. There's all kinds of gears and stuff in this set. I think this is a fantastic set for, you know, young kids to get familiar with making things move. There's all kinds of cool builds in it, apparently. Like this organ where the pipes go up and down. This whatever person on a flower petal that rotates. This little apple that the leaves rotate on top. It's cool. This little swing on a tree. I mean, this, I think, is probably one of the best sets Lego has released in a while. I mean, I haven't opened it yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing what I can build with it. I also just picked up the dolphin and the owl. I think they're both cool sets. I might actually try and combine one of these sets with this set and see if I can make them move. Might do that on another live stream at some point. But if you're looking for recommendations, that's what you get from me. I like basic building sets. Oh, Nico71. Hi, Jason. Nice to see your Bricklink set. Hey, Nico. Thanks for popping in, man. It's great to see you. Oh, the live action Inquisitor looks pretty sick. Enthusiastic Banana / me. Yes, I've seen it. I'm casual Star Wars fan. Will definitely watch it. Yeah, I mean, it looks great. Oh, Tricks and Bricks trying to go in blind. Yeah, I mean, that's a great strategy. Although it doesn't really reveal too much. Yeah. Oh, man, I'm already like falling way behind the chat and my build. So it looks like this is not gonna... If I don't shout anybody out, I'm sorry. Oh, and if my nephews are watching in Lethbridge, Leaf and Ivan, big shout out to them. I don't know if they know about this. I didn't like blast this on social media. Thought we'd have a nice quiet time, nice quiet chat. But, you know, I think that's never gonna happen anymore. Oh, Red Shoe Box, just curious when your GBC2 is coming. Yeah, it's like right there. Mostly done. But I've been like so busy with other stuff these days. I haven't had a chance to like shoot any footage or do much of anything with it. Yeah, I've got too many other things going on. I mean, it's not completely finished, but it is coming. Tricks and Bricks, what's the time over your place? It is 10 after, it's like 10 in the morning, a little after 10 in the morning. Okay, on to the building. Man, the colors are still kind of hard to see in these, even though it's online. I can't believe it's still... Oh, I guess we can go back to building mode. So you guys can see what's going on. Okay, so we got a little standard base. This is plated base, and then we're starting to build up the edges with some basic bricks, which are always good. A lot of brown bricks in here, which I find fairly useful color. I do build fairly often with brown, and hopefully they're new formula parts so they don't snap like all the other brown plates I have. GBC2! Dominic Lavender. Yeah, don't get your hopes too high. It's not that crazy. Oh, Lorraine. Lorraine's in the chat. I'm coveting the cup. Good to see Lorraine. Lorraine is my mother-in-law who has come to enjoy Lego, at least in building with her nephews or her grandchildren. Okay. Oh yeah, here we're starting to get the mechanism going. So get some little cam crank pieces. These are, I use these all the time. I keep buying more of them and I keep running out. It turns out this set, oh actually I probably built that wrong already, but the set only uses 4 of them or something, but I built so many versions of this, I just keep blowing through them, and I just kept having to buy more and more. Just from Bricks and Pieces and Bricklink. Okay, I've got a little bit ahead of myself, as is usually the case. I just started building. I'm gonna backtrack a bit here. Okay. Here's lift arm number 1. And we need a friction axle pin on it. Oh yeah, I love the Lego cup that's a giant version of the actual cup piece. Yeah, I don't have one of those, but those are cool too. I think they're just plastic though, so I'd rather have a ceramic mug to drink out of. Gribnick, I love your designs. Thanks, man. What do you do for a living? I build Lego for a living, apparently. That's what I do. I used to be a software developer. Retired. Engineer by education, though. Okay. Got to get these cranks oriented properly. We'll do the next one. Get some pistons going. Ezra Kornfeld is building a massive gantry to hold my phone while I take a bath. I can use some Legos. I thought it was. Yeah, I love using Lego as, oh, excuse me, as a way to, like, I don't know, rig up things around the house. I actually we have a bunch of pieces in our drawers in the kitchen as spacers to kind of keep everything in place. I think we have a recipe box upstairs that's built out of Lego. You know, I find it is a pretty handy tool just to have, you know, to quickly rig something up or get something going. Okay, we almost got the drivetrain finished. Oh man, they don't have axle lengths on the PDFs. That's pretty poor. Well, I guess there's only so many options. Actually, I seem to be missing. Oh, that's oh yeah, no, I don't. That's axle lengths would have been handy. Ingrid Wynn, hello. I will be lurking since I'm at work. Looks great. Cool, thanks. Thanks for popping in. Oh my gosh. Bimmer fan pre-ordered this and they canceled the order on me. That's sad. Oh my goodness. Who's in the chat? Crystal's in the chat. There's 2 of the plastic Lego mugs in the corner cupboard. You bought them from Denmark at some point. Okay, so I lied. I guess I do have those big, enormous mugs in the cupboard. I just never use them, I guess. Actually, I think that might not be the same ones, but I think they released some newer ones at some point. But they probably are the same ones. Who knows? Why does it use a friction pin and not a tan pin? Excellent question. Excellent question. It actually uses a friction pin. These are friction pins, not the non-friction tan axle pins, to avoid the slop. There's a lot of flex in the non-friction version. So when it transitions from going from one direction to the other, if you're using the non-friction pin, it actually like jumps a little bit as it takes up the slack. So by using a friction pin, it actually prevents that, which is what I was going for. Oh, is that a silver cover for the pop-up book in the background? Oh, very astute observation. This is definitely a little bit of Lego history here. I believe there's only a handful of these that have ever been made. It's not an official Lego set. Lego Ideas ran a contest for building when the book came out, when the pop-up book came out. Lego Ideas ran a contest where you could like build your own insert or build your own version of the pop-up book, and this was the prize, the grand prize for the grand prize winner. But obviously, I didn't enter the contest. Grant and I judged the contest, and I can't remember who won the contest. Somebody I don't really know, as far as I know. And anyway, they were awarded this trophy book designed by Wes Talbot, who designed the pop-up book. And as a thank you, they sent Grant and I a copy of it as well. So it's got this custom printed silver Once Upon a Brick tile on the top. It's all like silver accents around the outside. And when you open it up, it gives you a super fancy trophy pop-up insert. And I assume Wes probably made like a bunch of these. I'm sure he has one as well. But there's probably not that many around. It's a little bit of interesting trivia for you. Okay, back to the build. Okay, we got a gear on the end so we can drive it. So we can see the pistons moving. It's pretty basic crankshaft. And we'll get a couple of drivers or links to connect to the mechanism that goes back and forth. Whoops, did that wrong. Actually, I haven't seen the instructions yet, so I'm curious how well they set up the steps for it. These are also super handy pieces, 1 by 1 by 1 2/3 with studs on the side. I love these. I use these quite often in stuff that I'm building. So it comes with quite a few of them. And now we're just building up the side to cover it all up. Add some Technic bricks for the other half of the mechanism to run through. Do you only have the Lego ET from Lego Dimensions, or did you collect them all? Tricks and Bricks. No, I only bought the ET actually. Is that up there? Oh yeah, you can probably see it. I was 10 years old when the ET movie came out, so I was like the prime demographic for that movie, and I loved ET. So when the Dimensions ET came out, I had to pick it up. I think it's the only Dimensions set that I bought. I'm pretty sure. I may have like maybe a minifig or two from that I may have just bought off Bricklink or something, but that's the only Dimensions set I bought. Enthusiastic Banner, was that book in official packaging, or did they just give you a pre-assembled? Yeah, no, it was just pre-assembled. There were no instructions for it or anything. They just shipped it as is. What's the plans for today? Today we're just building the Pursuit of Flight, and I'm going to show you a bunch of the other versions I made, which have all been released, but I'll show you some of the other planes and things I designed for it as I was prototyping it. which might be interesting. And we can discuss. Okay, there's also a 1x2 plate somewhere in here that, oh, there it is, that I forgot to place. Well, and I also appear to have missed a step somewhere, as often happens. Interesting. Building with Lego is hard. Actually, it's really hard to see the friggin' colors on this. It's like terrible. No, actually, that's fine. I didn't really miss that much. Okay, now we get the base of the supports in here. Do you have a favorite vintage Lego theme other than Technic? I guess Classic Space was also like a really, really exciting theme for me when I was a kid. Probably, yeah, Classic Space and Technic were my two favorite. Tricks and Bricks, I have to leave, but maybe I'll be back later. Oh, thanks for joining, Tricks and Bricks. Have a good day if we don't see you again. Thanks for popping in. Oh, I put that axle in too far. Okay, there we go. We got the base of the supports. Now we need another gear to drive that. And I think we're going to put the crank on soon, so we can actually get it all moving. Okay, now we can crank it up. We can get the mechanism going. It's just standard 2 crankshafts offset by, or 2 pistons offset by 90 degrees. And they oscillate these 2 supports. Oh, MS Row. Just noticed the live stream, very cool. Already built my Pursuit of Flight set, really sweet set. Oh, thanks. But I also like all your other versions of it. Thanks, cheers. Appreciate that. Use a big flat thing to push the axles in. I think those are the only axles I need to push in, so I think my fingertips will be okay. Thanks for the concern, though. Much appreciated. Okay, now we finish up building. Man, we keep rotating this around a lot. Just gonna finish building up the sides of it. In my original model, I actually used panels on the side, but sadly, they don't actually make brown panels. Here, I'm just gonna get some. I really wanted to use these 1x4x3 panels to add texture to the sides, and I actually did in my original model, but they actually haven't produced these in reddish brown in like 10 years. I don't know exactly how long, but in a long time. And because we were limited to obviously using parts that were currently in production, I was not able to use them. Ezra, I'm concerned about my fingertips, I imagine, because I know how it feels. I can barely type right now. That is sad. Gotta watch those Lego related injuries for sure. I feel like I've done it enough. I've built up some calluses. I also do a lot of rock climbing, so that might help as well. Okay. We're almost done with bag 1. Okay, now we just need to tile the top. The top of the base is mostly tiled. with just a couple of studs exposed so that when you place the top on, it's only connected by a few studs, which is all it really needs. Connected by 4 studs in the corners, and these 8 studs, 4 studs on each of these plates connect the top. 1x6. Well, apparently I have a lot of tiles left over. Those will be for later, I assume. Oh, right. They're for the side. I just completely forgot. Yeah, so in lieu of panels, since I couldn't put the panels in, but I still wanted some like depth of texture. I just put some tiles on the sides here to kind of give the same impression that there is some, you know, just some 3D geometry in here. So it kind of looks like there's panels, but they're not. They're just built up. And I have 2 tiles. Oh, I lied. I put these tiles cover these plates. Jeez, I don't even remember how I built this. So only 4 studs will hold the ground on top, which is all you need. And that way, if you ever want to customize the ground or put your own in, you can just pop it off and replace it if you want. What is your favorite idea set? Seth German. That's a good question. I don't have them all. I have most of them. But that's a really good question. I actually haven't built them all, so I don't even know. Yeah, favorite one. I mean, the only 2 I have still together are the pop-up book and the maze, so I don't know. I like the pop-up book. Obviously, it's I may be biased on that one. Has Lego fixed the reddish brown plastic formulation so it doesn't get brittle in a few years? Yeah, hopefully. I mean, they said they have like a couple years ago, so hopefully. These ones definitely feel a little bit more like soft relative to the other ones, so they definitely don't feel as brittle. Only time will tell, though. In theory, they have. We'll see. Is the backside going to be open? Yeah. I wanted to leave the backside open, or I intentionally left the backside open, so that you could see how it works, because I think it's cool to be able to see how mechanisms work. So if you want to display it, you know, from the front, it's all closed in, so you don't get to see it, but it's easy to turn it around and see how it works. Okay, on to bag number 2. We're flying. That only took half an hour. I like Minecraft. That's cool, man. I haven't actually ever played it, so it looks cool though. How many Lego sets do you have? Sawyer G. Oh God, hundreds? I don't know. I don't think 1,000, maybe 1,000. Probably not 1,000. Many hundreds. Okay, now we're gonna build the ground, I believe. How many? Mommy turned me back. Hey, Jason Allman. Hey, how's it going? Grow gone. I believe it was 2018 or 2019 in an article that they stated. Oh, they did indeed. Last part I broke was from a set older than 2012. Yeah. I think it's been a few years since they fixed the brown issues. But of course, I have a ton of brown pieces from the era when they had issues, so I still break them all the time when I'm building stuff, or mostly when I'm taking stuff apart, because that appears to be the worst. Man, it's so hard to see. My phone's blowing up. Oh, Ecstatic Easton. This is bringing back some nostalgia because it's been a while since I've played, let alone touched my Lego. Oh, man. What are you doing? Oh man, I just that's unfortunate that you do not get to build with your Lego that often. I do find it fairly therapeutic. I mean, I really enjoy designing my own models, but it takes a long time. And you're not just like sitting down and building. You're like tweaking stuff, you're taking stuff apart, you're like humming and hawing on how things should go together, how to design things. So sometimes it's really nice just to sit down and follow the instructions, and you can kind of just, you know, relax and enjoy seeing a model come together. Hashtag GBCO2, Andre. Yeah, it's coming. Might be like 6 months. Who knows? Do you have a favorite Lego theme? I'm assuming it would be ideas. Oh yeah, it's interesting. I never considered ideas as like its own theme. But I guess it is. And actually, modern Technic, I'm not really, you know, it doesn't really do much for me. Classic Technic for sure, I really love. But as far as modern themes go, I think I would have to just say like Creator 3-in-1 is like my favorite. I mean, like, how cool is this dolphin thing? I mean, obviously it's very cartoony, but it's super cool. A lot of cool colors. You can make 3 models out of it. Like, I love these 3-in-1 sets. They're really cool, in my opinion. And really brings me back to, you know, just building whatever you want out of Lego. Banana Boy, where can you buy this set from? Sadly, you can only buy it on the secondhand market now. Although the instructions are freely available, all the parts that it uses are in production. So it's actually, if you don't care about the box and like you don't get printed instructions anyway, then the easiest thing to do is probably just to try and source the pieces separately, or it'd be cheaper, I think, than trying to buy the box. Because now all of the Bricklink sets, because they were limited production, you just have to buy them from the secondary market. Static East, and I've been going back on Lego for a bit. The reason I've done anything with Lego is that I don't buy any new sets or boxable Legos. Also, I have school and whatnot. Yeah, well, school definitely gets in the way. Education is important. Okay, we're onto the ground. We will start working on some fields. Some dark tan fields. Hopefully this will go together pretty quickly. Builds by Matt. Creator 3-in-1 has been putting out some amazing sets the past couple of years. I got the fish tank from last year and love it. Oh yeah, yeah, I completely agree. Well, I didn't get the fish tank, but you know, I don't buy them all because you know, but I bought the tiger, and which was the subject of a live stream recently. And the shark from a few years ago, obviously I made a little stand for that, which was really cool, I thought. And I think that set, I think it's actually still being in production because I think it's just super popular. It's so cool. The Deep Sea Underwater Adventures or whatever that set is called. It's a really awesome set. I would highly recommend it to anybody. Grogan, Creator 3-in-1 brings back nostalgia from when Lego used to have other build inspiration on the back of the box. Yes, I do remember those days fondly. For the Technic builds, I especially remember that they would have like inspirational models that you could build by combining certain Technic sets together. And I remember, you know, dreaming of being able to build like a massive crane using like the forklift and the crane that already existed, but build a better one. Anyway, I thought it was super cool, those inspirational models. I don't think I ever like acquired enough Lego to actually build any of the inspirational models, but I did enjoy dreaming about it. .net. Does anyone know why Lego Bricks and Pieces takes awfully long to send your orders? It's almost been 2 months. Yeah, I think they're doing a transition, or going through a transition right now. I placed an order before Christmas that did finally arrive like a couple weeks ago, but it took almost 2 months for it to get here, which is disappointing, you know, but out of our control, obviously. Oh, 3-in-1 pirate ship is fantastic. Castle 3-in-1 is on my wish list. I actually have both of those. But yeah, I haven't actually built them yet. I was contemplating like building my own model out of one of them, or 2 of them, or both of them, each of them. I don't know. So I haven't actually cracked them open yet because I was thinking of doing something with them, but I don't know if that'll ever happen. I do have a lot of ambition that never comes to fruition. It even rhymes. When does this set ship? I still haven't got mine. I mean, it's like a staggered shipping. I think most in Europe they was shipped like a month ago, a couple months ago maybe. In North America, it has started shipping now, so hopefully it won't take much longer before you get yours. Okay, on to some more greenery for this. Andras, I remember working at the Lego store and seeing the pop-up book set for the first time before any leaks came out. It was one of the best moments to see that beautiful box. Yeah, the box, they did a fantastic job on the box design too. I just think the design in general, the set, the box, the instructions was all really well done. Obviously, they improved it considerably from the model Grant and I submitted to Ideas, which was just a plain tan box with no decoration on the outside. So they definitely did a great job making it look better. Oh, Lego Sonic Boy has joined the chat. Just got off a long day getting ready for a local Lego convention that starts tomorrow. Oh man, that's exciting. Are you bringing a lot of stuff to it? It's so good to see you. We missed you last time. Building a little Sonic. Jake DeToro. I got a constant stream of emails with a shipping date that kept getting pushed out. Yeah. I think they had some issues with fulfillment and like the back end IT for it. Any new ideas, projects we can look forward to supporting coming up? Brick Princess. Well, the Ski Hill is currently gathering support. Actually, I just recently passed 8,000 subscribers, I believe. So that's pretty exciting. I think it'll get to 10,000 maybe in a few months. I don't know, a couple months. But I'm optimistic that it will eventually get there. And, you know, obviously then we'll see what happens. There's so many projects hitting 10,000 these days that I think the chances are pretty slim. But it's still exciting to go for the ride and see what happens. As far as other ideas, projects, I actually have been contemplating redoing the Where the Sidewalk Ends model and submitting that. If anybody is familiar with that model, it's actually quite old now. 5, 6, 7 years old. I don't know. Okay, we have some ground. Say hello to Brazil. Hey, Brazil. I watch your channel because I'm a big fan of Lego. Cheers. Aren't we all big fans of Lego? Y Black ZX PVP. That's a mouthful of a username. Lego Sonic Boy. Yeah, great to finally be here again. Awesome. Yeah, that's cool, man. Roblox, Aoi, Kastanik, JK, Bricks, hey! Yeah, long time no see, sort of. I guess. Okay, now it's for some greenery. I gotta get some windrows. Oh, I've gotta turn this around, make sure I go the right way. Get a little tree-lined fields, some windbreaks. It's at such a small scale that you have to imagine these trees are enormous. Or I guess they could just be like hedgerows or some kind of bushes. But we shall see. Enthusiastic banana. Also, they heavily prioritize replacement parts over bricks and pieces orders. Yeah, I can see that for sure. My bricks and pieces orders took 2 months to arrive. The pieces were in unacceptable condition. Wow. And they shipped the replacement parts within a day. Wow. What happened to them? They get melted or something? That's unfortunate. Brick Princess, any tips for having successful ideas project come to fruition? Geez, yeah. I do get asked that fairly often, like, but I still have no idea. I guess amass an enormous following of people that like your work. That would definitely be helpful. But obviously not required. There's tons of people that submit projects that like blow up to 10,000 without any like huge social following or anything. I don't know. It's so hard to predict which projects will, get kind of people will latch onto. It seems like medieval buildings are all the rage these days. There's so many of them that are posted. I mean, and they're all pretty awesome models. But there are a lot of them. As far as, so getting to 10,000 is one thing. Getting Lego to actually, approve your project is a whole other ball of wax. And how you get that to happen, I have no idea. I guess you can try and appeal to some, I guess there's a couple ways to do it. You can appeal to a demographic that doesn't necessarily traditionally play with Lego, but is large, so that, you can kind of, Lego can tap into that. Like all the apartment style sets, the Friends sets, Seinfeld, it taps into a fan base that, isn't a traditional Lego fan, but could buy the set because they're interested in Lego, or the recent BTS set that was announced. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. Just get something build something that appeals to a lot of people. That is the trick, isn't it? Okay, I'm really falling behind here now. Ecstatic Eastland. There could be a possibility of this channel will reach 1 million subscribers. Yeah, I mean, I think it probably will happen at some point. Maybe, I mean, probably not for a few years though. If things continue as they are. Sadly, I don't make content that is like that appealing to the masses. So we'll see. I think, progressively, like, the subscriber count is going up. So we'll see. I mean, it's a pretty meaningless number, to be honest. It doesn't really mean a whole lot in terms of, fans and views. People subscribe for all kinds of reasons. If I happen to have a video that becomes popular or viral, I might get a ton of subscribers from that, but they won't actually watch any of my regular content because, they're not really that into it, which is fine. But it just means that the subscriber number doesn't really mean a whole lot. Okay, we're on to houses. Oh, have you ever said or able to say why this wasn't accepted as a official Lego Ideas set? I have no idea. They don't tell us things like that any more than they tell you. I mean, I would guess that it didn't really have a good chance because it was like World War II themed. It had a SOP with camel and um, Fokker triplane or Red Baron, I guess. I mean, of course, they have produced like 3 SOP with camels and 2 Red Barons, or at least 1 Red Baron, 2 Red Barons. I think they made a mini one at some point too in the past, but still, it did not improve my chances by including them. I would guess they just, didn't want to have to deal with that. So I'm sure that contributed. But of course, they could have changed that if they wanted to. So who knows? Don't know. Which brand are these bricks? It's not Lego. Yeah, it's Lego. It's produced by Lego. Lego. There's the Lego logo on the box. .NET. Replacement parts for anything I ever needed always arrive 2 days later. Oh yeah, my bricks and pieces orders also sometimes are full of scratches. Oh yeah, that sucks. But most of the time they're perfectly fine. Yeah, I mean it does. Yeah, they do kind of just shove them all in one bag. But I guess that's no different than how like most Lego sets arrive. There's a bunch of pieces in the bag. And I'm sure for most pieces it's actually not that critical. But if you're ordering like big windscreens and stuff, then yeah, that can definitely be an issue. Or any transparent parts for that matter. All these tiny little houses. Good job for your pursuit of flight set, Team Vitamin. Team Vitamin. Vitamin's good for you. I'm on Team Vitamin. Thanks, man. Lego Sonic Boy. Oh yeah, answering the question. Oh yeah. How about airfield? Oh yeah, it's an interesting idea to add an airfield. Spec Industries, yeah. I originally wanted like a country landscape that they would be flying over, but yeah, that'd be cool to have a little micro airscape underneath with like a, I don't know, like a air traffic control tower or something. Okay, actually, oh my goodness, fatal error. I built that house the wrong color. It's supposed to be brown, not tan. It's ruining the neighborhood. Okay. Oh, interesting. They have us put the ground on first. No, that got rammed in there. I would have actually added the supports first, but we'll see how this goes. Which way is this going? Okay, so we pop this on here. Okay, there we go. We have ground. Do we have another camera angle? Oh yeah, there we go. It's like we're at ground level. Look at all those cool little houses in Greenery. Yeah, the interest for medieval fantasy has risen to popularity after the superhero era. Yeah, I guess there's a bunch of, even just outside of Lego, in other media. There's, well, obviously Game of Thrones, I guess, is long gone, but The Witcher and The Wheel of Time is on Prime as well, which were both, reasonably decent. Crystal and I watched both of them. We read all the Witcher books at some point, or listened to the audiobooks, which were pretty good. It was a nice story, and the show is pretty nice as well, we thought. Pretty good. Oh no, no, I had my scrolling was off, so falling a bit behind. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're building clouds now. Have you ever heard of the new big castle that will be released in the summer? No, I have not heard about that yet. Oh, I got 12 of the recently brought back production weight bricks. Yes. Those things are awesome. Oh, and they were horribly banged up in a bubble envelope. Yeah, I mean, that's a shame. I believe they're the same part used for a trebuchet years ago. Yes, I did use those for a trebuchet, and I have an upcoming project that uses them as well. 4 of them. Very exciting. Oh, actually, I think I already released a teaser on like Reddit or something. But that's actually mostly done too, but I just haven't put the finishing touches on it yet. Do you have a favorite Lego set? Oh man, yeah. I mean, there's so many to choose from. I might have to go medieval back to, there was like a medieval marketplace. There were 2 sets from like, I don't know, 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago. The one with the goats in it, oh man, I thought that was an awesome set. And there was another one that like came around or out around the same time that I also thought was really cool. Both of those sets were fantastic. But of course, you know, they're long since been taken apart, and as for like more recent sets, yeah, I don't know. Probably one of the Crater 3 ones. I think the shark, the deep sea creatures one. I'd have to say that was probably one of my favorite more recent sets. Oh, did I actually just put this on backwards? I did. Not that it really matters, but better follow the instructions, otherwise the Lego police might come after me. Activate subtitles for Portuguese language. Yeah. I don't know how to do that. Are you a purist? Do you stick to Lego branded parts only? Brick Princess. For the most part, yes. For pieces anyway, for sure. I mean, I'm not opposed to clone bricks. I mean, I have like, well, obviously my orrery is right there. That's produced by Atat. I'm not opposed to, you know, clone bricks necessarily, but I personally only use Lego parts as far as the parts go. As far as like other like motors, batteries, I definitely have used other controllers because the Lego offerings are just kind of terrible these days. Powered Up is, well, hot garbage in my opinion, but I mean, it's good for what it does, I guess, but as a replacement for power functions, it's terrible. I just want to be able to connect a motor to a battery and turn it on. That's all I want to do. I don't want a smart controller on it. So yeah. And since power functions is no longer produced, I've started using the circuit cubes components, which are really cool. You can just like plug in a motor, turn it on, or you can control it with via Bluetooth if you want. So you have the option. And they're like cheap, they're small, which are both things I look for. Okay, what else is going on? I just built mine 2 days ago and it was great. Jeff Scott. Cool, thanks man. Glad you liked it. My little boys enjoy the mechanism. That's cool. That's a little odd adding the ground before the supports. Yes, we'll see, because I did intentionally leave these axles long so you could kind of get in there and rotate that Technic connector. But that Technic connector needs to be oriented vertically to be able to stick the axle into it. So usually when I always built my versions, I would always add the supports first and then slide the ground over top of the supports. So it's a bit finicky to be able to to do it this way, I think. But I mean, it can be done, I think. So I mean, we'll see. I don't know if Lego will get any complaints, customer service complaints about that, but we shall see. Enthusiastic Banana. I'm actually expecting the replacement order to arrive today, though I doubt they will be in better condition now. Yeah, well, hopefully. I wish you luck with that. Hopefully they are in better shape. Dominic Lavender, how often do you play with Lego? A few hours a day? Yeah, probably. Probably more than that. Because I, post videos on YouTube, a lot of time is also spent editing videos. So yeah, maybe a few hours. It varies a lot, obviously, depending on what I'm working on. Oh no, the Lego police. Yeah, gotta watch out for them. Do you play Minecraft? No. It does look cool, but I do not have time. If you had the ability to create a new Lego brick type, would you make brick hammers? Yeah. Actually, if you had asked me like 2 months ago, I would have totally said this as one of them. But Lego has now produced it. Also, the friction half pin has long been on my list. I've wanted a friction half pin for so long. And again, they have just started producing it. So this would have also been on my list, and they started producing it, which is cool. The 1x2 Technic brick with a, another new part. 1x2 brick with a stud in the center was also something I wanted, which they have just announced or is coming soon. I don't know. I don't know if they're in actual sets yet or not, but they're on the way. The problem is that JK Brickworks videos subtitles are in English. Yes. Well, unfortunately, I don't speak Portuguese, so I guess I could just run them through an auto translate. I'm surprised YouTube doesn't just like have an auto translate option. It's like not that hard. Again, no axle lengths. Why is there no axle? Oh, there is. It's just like impossible to see. So I need my 9s. 2 9s. Yeah, I don't know why they can't just auto translate. I guess I could run the subtitles through an auto translator, but then like how many languages do I do? I don't really have a ton of time for that either. Brick Princess, oh man, I totally agree. I just want the motor, battery, and an on switch. Yeah, I feel you. No need for all that extra app stuff. Yeah. What is your favorite Lego brick? That changes a lot quite often too. Actually, for a long time, these kind of half cranks, half offset cranks were my favorite piece. I use these a lot. And then for a while it was this piece. I really love this piece. I use this piece all the time. Definitely another one of my favorites. Another relatively recently released piece, the 2x2 tile with a hole in it. Ah, I love this. So good. Use this all the time. Yeah, so those are some of my favorite pieces. Okay, we need to put this... Okay, now we need to put this in here, but my... Oh yeah, that piece is like falling down again. So I have to try and get that up. I guess I can just ram this in there to... actually, that wasn't that bad. Get some supports. Excellent. Although I'm really disappointed that they use these axle supports and not the transparent bars I used in the original. I will bring that out and we'll do a comparison when I'm done and like talk about all the differences between my original submission and this model. Mickey the Maniac, keep up the great work. Love seeing your Lego mocks with the cleverest machinations. And it's always pleasant to see them turn into sets. Yes. Well, thanks. I appreciate the feedback. Glad you like the mechanisms. as far as getting into sets, yeah, it's awesome. It's always awesome too. Clearly, it doesn't happen that often, but that is very cool. Oh, Ezra, currently building a 3D printer inspired by Picasso. That's awesome. Another very old model I designed many, many, many years ago. 10 years ago now? Maybe. It's probably been almost 10 years since I designed that. That's cool, man. I can't wait to see it. Stev, is there a distinction between work and play for you when it comes to Lego? Not really. It's mostly all play because I don't do commissions. I basically only build what I want to build. So it's kind of always play for me. I'm not... Oh, why do I have so many trees left over? Oh, I missed some of the... Some of them are double stacked, which I missed a few. Yeah, so it's really mostly all play. So yeah, maybe 90%, 10%. I mean, obviously all the video editing and stuff is more like work. That's less fun when you have to do a lot of it. I just gotta get some of these trees in here. Gotta follow the instructions to the T. But as far as just building, when I'm building with Lego, I consider it all joy, all happy. Yes, once you started playing Minecraft, it'll suck up all your time, yeah. Jason Pettyjohn, torn over building mine or not? Just received it. Wish I had bought two. Following the project since the beginning. Love it. Might have the second one to build via Bricklink parts. Yeah, I mean, for sure, yeah. I mean, if you're bricklinking it, you can take the opportunity to like customize it as you see fit. You can build like custom planes. Where can I buy the set, Blackie? Is this kit available somewhere? Just check Bricklink to find it. And yeah, sadly, it was a limited time offer kind of thing. So you can only buy it in the secondhand market now. But yeah, the instructions are available. The instructions, there's so many instructions. The instructions for this are freely available from Lego. The instructions for my original version are freely available on Rebrickable. Instruction for the other versions I made are available. Okay. Oh man. If you could make anything appear by just thinking about it, mine would be the Lego Daily Bugle set. Yeah, I don't have that set. But it looks pretty cool, yeah. YouTube does have an auto-translate option, but it's usually pretty bad. Oh, interesting. Oh, I see. Yeah, so, I mean, any Portuguese subtitles I make, or whatever, other language subtitles, I would just run them through an auto-translator anyway, so they won't be any better. Oh, automatic transcription is horrible, yeah. I mean, I do write the English subtitles myself, so they should be accurate. I don't use the auto transcription. Oh, invite Tiago to be my Portuguese translator. Yeah, I'm sure he's busy with his own things. He doesn't need to translate. He doesn't have time for that. The original design had transport supports to the airplanes. They were not available, right? Actually, they are available. They're in production. They said they weren't stable enough for some crappy reason like that. I didn't buy it, but you know, whatever. Lego has their standards, I guess. Tiago stopped by. Tiago has popped in the past. He's busy though, so I'm sure he's got like 3 kids as far as I think, and I can't believe he like can still find time to run a YouTube channel. Bank Hammers, what do you tell people when they ask you what you do for a job? It depends how well I know them and how I'm feeling that day. Sometimes I tell them I'm retired and I leave it at that. Sometimes I tell them I'm a YouTuber. Okay, on to bag number 3. We are building planes. Sometimes I tell them I design Lego sets. Brian Lee, yo, this is epic. Well, I wouldn't say epic. As far as live streams go, this is probably pretty dull. But, you know, I appreciate the sentiment. I regret not getting the sets. I had a chance to get it when they reopened orders of 5,000. I did buy the fishing boat. Oh, the fishing boat is pretty awesome. Oh, sad the second wave ones will take longer to get. Yeah, I mean, I think they really underestimated the amount of time it would take to just run the whole program and like get the sets in production. And obviously, when they upped the number of sets that were available from 5,000 to 10,000, they clearly were only originally projecting 5,000 of each max, so I'm sure it took had an effect on their production to be able to keep up to the 10,000 number. Have you posted any sets of Lego ideas? Yes, recently. Well, I mean, the ski hill I posted a year ago, I guess, but it's still in there. I won't post another set or another project until the ski hill's done. I don't want to spam projects onto Lego ideas, so I'll just have one going at a time. Oh, Colin Christie. Hey, I'm trying to build a Lego version of Rock'em Sock'em Robots. And I'm a little stuck on the arms. I don't know how to get the arms to work. And I was wondering if you had any suggestions. Actually, have you seen Astonishing Studios has some like puppet figures on his channel that he built like years ago. I wonder if he could use a similar mechanism. I don't remember exactly what mechanism he used, but you should take a look at that. Take a look through his history and see if you can find that video. Okay. Joel, a Lego part I would love to have would be a cross axle / pin. Oh, with a Mixel ball socket. Ball socket. Yeah, that would be cool. I would love those balls and ball sockets in like, yeah, some other forms with like other things attached to them. That would be super handy. For sure. Okay, time for the planes. I assume that's what you meant to write. Yeah. Okay, time for the planes. Again, fun. Dark red is so hard to see on the screen. I guess I could just turn my brightness up or something. Okay, dark red. Planes. I do love microscale building. It's actually probably one of my favorite scales to build at. You know, which is why one of the reasons I built this model. So I had a lot of fun building these micro scale planes. I think they're super cool. And I've built a few for this project, obviously. But I'll probably tinker with it again at some point, maybe building some other versions. Oh, Timmy, what'd I do to have a room full of Lego like yours? Yeah. I feel like it's hard to conceptualize a design without having all these random pieces around me to experiment with. But Lego are so pricey, yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel you there. Yeah, and like this didn't happen. It didn't happen overnight. This took, the collection is like over 20 years in the making. Like I didn't just start out and buy a ton of Lego. You know, buy a little bit every year and eventually it turned into what you see behind you. So yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. It's really, I think it is easier when you have a lot of pieces at your disposal just to like try different things and tinker. Okay, wing number 2. This is built pretty much the same way as wing number 1. Will Armstrong, how much is your collection worth? God, I don't know. Lots of money. Even if I knew, I don't think I would tell you. Lego is definitely expensive. I have sold quite a bit though. It's definitely not worth as much as I paid for it because I got rid of a lot of stuff. At some point I did run a Bricklink store and I sold a lot of the surplus or a lot of like all my expensive minifigs. Like I had minifigs from like original UCS, like the, you know, Boba Fett from Cloud City. Whatever, I sold that for a fair amount of money back in the day. So yeah, and now if I have a set that's sealed or something and I'm like looking for parts that happen to be in the set, but the set's worth like a ton of money, I just sell the set instead of opening it up. So yeah, I've got rid of a lot since I started, which actually helps pay for new Lego just to sell all the old stuff that's worth more money. And then buy new parts from Bricklink or Bricks and Pieces. Of course, you do need a lot of space to be able to do that. To be able to store them for a while. Ezra Kornfeld. I built microscale demolition vehicles like a wrecking ball and a bulldozer. And put it on Lego Ideas, but it got like 4 votes. My mom, dad, sister, and my alt. Yeah. I mean, that's cool. Just keep at it. But yeah, getting support on Lego Ideas is tough for sure. Okay, time for the tail. Boom, and a little clip on it. And then we need, I'm kind of doing this all out of order because, so hopefully I'm doing it right. Nice little tail wing here, which I also just built wrong. 1x4 plate. There we go, 1x4 plate. Wedge plates. In the right spot. Jumper. And a slope. How many copies of the set do you have, Michael Joseph? I bought a few myself. I think they're shipping us some as for being the designers as well, but actually I have no idea when I might get those. Or if they are, actually I don't even remember. How much do Lego change the building design on release sets that you have entered to Lego Ideas? A lot. They change them a lot. I mean, all you have to do is look at any Lego Ideas set and go find the original project. And most of them are considerably different than what the submission was. Or fairly different anyway. You know, so usually they do change it quite a bit. Which is fine. Like, obviously Lego Ideas is all just about the idea. So, I don't think it's realistic to expect that a Lego fan will be able to design a set to the same caliber as a Lego designer. Nor should it be expected. The whole point of Lego Ideas is just to submit a cool idea. So, yeah. Hello, I'm new. What do you do? Be of man. It's hilarious. I build things out of Lego bricks. That's what I'm doing right now. That's the short answer. I'm going to rest. Bye. Thanks for joining. Black ZX PvP. I looked up Bricklink prices. Oh, Mark Peterson. I looked up Bricklink prices a few of my random Star Wars minifigs recently, and I'm astounded that some are what some are worth these days. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy how some of the ones that are out of production have gone up in value. So if I'm looking at like some minifig that might be worth like $20 and like a pile of Lego pieces, the choice is pretty easy to sell the minifig that I will probably never use and go buy some useful pieces that I will use. Kitsu, I've actually got a Cloud City Boba Fett that I'd like to sell. Is Bricklink truly the best place to do that? How long would something like that take to sell? Well, how long it would take to sell depends on what price you put on it. I don't know. I haven't sold on Bricklink in like 10 years. It's been a long time. So I don't know what the like market is like these days. It probably is the easiest place to sell, but if you're a new seller, people might not trust that you're not trying to scam them because scamming is such a big thing these days. And then you also risk like buyers scamming you, especially for big ticket item like that. You might draw the attention of some people that would like purchase it from you and then do like a chargeback or something. So I think the risk has increased a little bit these days. I think it would be definitely easier to try and sell it like even like locally or within like the Lego community, or yeah, I don't know to be honest. If you're already a Bricklink seller, then I think it is easier because you can probably like only sell it to buyers who have like good feedback. And if you have good feedback yourself, then people will be more trusting of you as a seller. So yeah. Why don't you put the builds on Lego Ideas, Will Armstrong? Well, because, I mean, I don't want to spam Lego Ideas with all my projects. And also, once you submit a project to Lego Ideas, they own the rights to it. So, I mean, I don't really want that for all my projects. Brick Princess, I have a hard time parting with sets, even if they are worth more than I paid for. I think it's the collector in me. I do break apart 80% of the sets I buy. Yeah, I mean, I feel you. It is hard to own something that has value and then to like willingly get rid of it. I definitely have that collector mentality as well. So it's something I've grown out a little bit as I've gotten older, but it's hard. I agree. Bink Hanners, what is a popular media franchise you'd like to see get Lego sets? Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about medieval sets a while ago. Yeah, Witcher sets would probably be pretty sweet, I think. That would be pretty cool. Maybe a bit too violent for Lego, but Rosh, I'm sorry I didn't get to buy your Pursuit of Flight, but I'm really glad you do all the Creative Connect builds. Cool, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Hope your ongoing ideas creations make it to real sets. Love the ski lift. Yeah, cool, thanks, man. Robert Keller, was there a lot of back and forth when you submitted the final model for Bricklink release, or did they approve your version quickly? It was pretty quick. They did change a few minor things, but actually not that much. I think I have a lot of experience building sets in general, so I definitely took the time to make sure it was a stable build and it could be, you know, built in a reasonable way. So because I released my own instructions, I do have quite a bit of experience with that. So I think they didn't really have to do too much to it, which was nice. Of course, they had to, a lot has changed from the original idea I submitted. Obviously, the planes are a lot different because they definitely did not want any like recognizable plane. Not even the Wright Flyer, which is like, you know, very old. But apparently, the Wright Foundation still owns the rights to the Wright Flyer, so obviously they didn't want any licensing issues whatsoever. So all the planes had to become generic planes. But I did that myself. I just designed them myself as generic versions, and then I submitted it. So they are all pretty much identical to how I designed them when I redesign them to be generic. Kitsu, I haven't sold on Bricklink before personally, so I think you're right. I'll have to try and sell locally. Thanks for the help. Yeah. Cheers. Iron Baron, hello. How are you? I'm great. How are you? Oh, quick question. What do you think of the new 2022 ATV Technic set by Phantom Z360? Yeah, I think it looks kind of cool. I did notice, I mean, the colors are a bit wonky on it. I noticed there was some discussion on Brick set about how the colors are kind of terrible, and they are kind of terrible, or at least they could have been better. But I mean, I probably won't buy it because I don't really buy that many Technic sets these days. But as far as the like shape and functionality, it looks pretty cool. I have a B of Man. I have a misprinted brick, and I informed Lego, and they said it's valuable. I have had it for roughly a year and have over 50 offers up to $500. Wow, that's awesome. But I'm not going to sell it due to how rare it is. You might want to work on your spelling, but I mean, that's cool. Noidem, hello. I love your videos, and you was the inspiration when I was young. Thank you for that. Oh, cool, man. Appreciate that. Glad you like the videos. Okay, sorry. Trying to read while I'm doing this. First time catching you live, Grogon. Wonderful job balancing chat with build. Much appreciated. Well, thanks. Yes, I don't know what the standard is, but I'm sure it could be better than what I'm doing. But anyway, I appreciate that. Okay. Now for the tail on this. The tail of this and the red plane are pretty much identical, I think, other than the colors. Well, actually, I'm using the other wedges. This wedge does not come in dark blue, so, or this wedge does not come in dark red, so I had to use this wedge in dark red. But I like this wedge better for the tail fin. But obviously, I was limited by the current production palette, so could only do so much. It was a kind of a challenge to pick decent colors, but I also tried to pick, colors that I liked. I'm not really a color person, but this two-tone blue I thought was kind of interesting. And also tan and dark red, I do like that color combination in a whole bunch of applications, so I thought it was cool. Oh, again, I did this all out of order. Why? Clearly, I have a terrible time following instructions. This plane gets a windscreen. Exciting. And then we get some wing supports. Do you buy all your Lego parts, or does Lego give them to you to experiment? I pretty much buy them all. I think I have gotten some free Lego from sets in the past, but it's not just because they want to give them to me. It's usually as like sometimes they'll like use some of my videos internally or on social media or something, and sometimes they'll give me like a thank you, send me a couple cents as a thank you, stuff like that. But really, they don't support or endorse my building or this channel in any way directly. What do you think about the new Lego Ideas set of the Green Band BTS? I mean, right now, I didn't look at any of the photos of that project. But the main photo, it doesn't really show anything, so I don't know. Many people think it kind of goes against the idea of Lego Ideas because the build itself is a bit low effort. Yeah, but I'm sure Lego Ideas is more about the idea than the model itself. So I'm sure when it goes through the design process at Lego, somebody will turn it into a, you know, better, more viable set that will be more interesting. DW Mario 14, yes, it's terrible. Well, yeah, I mean, it's definitely not something I would be interested in. So I will probably not buy it. But, you know, all the BTS fans out there, you know, some of them will buy it. So that's cool. They get a cool Lego set for something they love. Can't fault them for that. Will you go to any AFL events outside of Canada this year? Scareback, Noah DeLang. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still... I mean, we'll see what the state of the world is at. I don't have any plans to at the moment, but... I mean, it would be cool, for sure. But I would say the chances are probably low. But hopefully that will change. The colors of 42139 look wonky when you don't apply the intended stickers. Otherwise, orange, black, and white look very good. Like on a 938 crawler. I assume you're talking about the ATV, but I don't know what all those numbers are. What are your thoughts on the UCS AT-AT that released last winter? I mean, I think it looks pretty cool. I was briefly considering trying to make a walking AT-AT, but you know, it has been done before, and there are other people working on making the UCS AT-AT walk, although it would be quite a challenge because it's such a big heavy model. But I mean, I haven't bought it. I probably will never buy it. I mean, it's a big gray thing. It doesn't appeal to me as far as like a parts pack. It's just a bunch of gray bricks that I can get elsewhere. And yeah, sure, it's a cool model, but it's very expensive, and you know, don't really need to buy it. Hudson History, how come you're so smart? Come up with these amazing ideas. JK Brickworks. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Okay, in theory, I have 2 planes built. Let's see if we can make them fly. We'll angle that a little bit. Okay, here we go. Oh no, my crank fell off. Who designed this thing? So here we have some cool motion of the planes going back and forth. And it's like the one in the back is just offset from the motion of the one in the front, like it's trying to pursue it, hence the name, Pursuit of Flight. Yeah, so that's cool. Obviously, I think it's cool because I designed it, but it's just such a cool little mechanism, I think. It's very compact and yet gives some like cool movement. It's really cool. Really cool. Okay. Off to more planes. We're going to build some more planes. And oh man, this live stream's going on forever. Okay, build some more planes, and then we'll compare, and we'll take a look at some other things. Compare my other versions. Okay, dark blue. Why do I pick all these dark colors? I can like barely see them in the instructions. Now we have some kind of more modern plane. This one maybe from like the 40s, World War II era. Okay, I'm looking for a tile. There we go. When we get to the end, I'll go through all of these planes and I'll tell you which planes they're supposed to be and what they were designed off of. And yeah. Oh my gosh, I cannot see. These instructions are terrible. Who designed these? Okay, I got to turn it over. Dark blue. Such a terrible color. Oh, how does it happen that your solar system got part of the Qatar Master Series? I mean, they approached me and asked me if I would design an orrery for them. Actually, they were originally curious if they could just license my original orrery. And then I said, well, the original orrery, the one that the instructions on Rebrickable from like 7 years ago, I said, no, don't use that one. It's terrible. Well, it's not terrible, but it's definitely showing its age. I would definitely design it a lot differently if I were to do it again, which I did. So I said, well, I'll just design a new one, which has a few more features, and that is what I did. So yeah, they basically just approached me and I designed it for them. Do you like Tiago's version of the useless box? I love it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Andre. Yeah, it's really small. He did a great job with it. Some brackets. Bright orange yellow. Quick question. Do you play video games? Is it me? Not a ton. The last one I played was Half-Life Alyx. I played the Witcher games for a while. Recently, I just play some like mobile games to pass the time sometime, but I mean, I know that doesn't really count. I do have a pretty decent gaming rig, but I do own quite a few games on Steam, but I just don't have time to play them. Yeah, so tail fin of the Fokker that the red plane was based off had a more rounded tail, yeah. So the piece to use on the tail there is more accurate. Yeah, I mean, I did change the design of the planes so to make them less like the originals. So they wouldn't be confused. That was part of the trying to make them more generic looking. Is that the Red Baron? Well, it's based off the red. This isn't the Red Baron. The red one is, though, yeah. I appreciate that they let you modify the BDB submission and allow you to include more planes. Yeah, I mean, they were pretty open when we were originally invited to participate in the program. It couldn't be too much different than what we submitted, but we were allowed some leeway. Obviously, we had to design it using the current parts that are in production. So obviously, some people had to make changes just based on that. And obviously, a lot of people didn't necessarily even build their models in real life for their original idea submission. A lot of people just build digital designs. So a lot of people had to change, their design just because when they went to build it in real life, they discovered that, some things maybe didn't go together well in real life and needed to be tweaked. So we definitely were allowed to make some modifications. And in my case, they did not want any of the licensed sets or any sets that were recognizable, so I did have to make them more generic. Which is the biggest difference. There's some small, minor design differences, but that is definitely the biggest difference. And because I added, in my updates to that project, I did add a couple of other plane designs. So it was technically still part of the project that there were multiple plane designs. Okay. Here we have a more modern plane. That's cool. I really like this one, actually. I love these like rounded tiles to be able to get this nice rounded wing shape. Okay, and now we got a red plane going on. This is also a more modern mono wing design. So the two original planes were clearly the biplane and triplane are from like the early 1900s, like 1910s. This one and the one I'm building now are probably like 1930s, 1940s era. You know, definitely not super modern, but definitely a little more modern. Ecstatic Easton, wow, Jason, it's been nearly a decade since you were on YouTube. Yes! Interesting that somebody noted that. I think it was April 12th. April 12th? I looked this up recently because I was like thinking about it. I posted the maze. Actually, this YouTube channel has been around for longer than that. I used to post some other videos, non-Lego videos, since like 2007. But they've all been, I unlisted them all. They're not that exciting. But the first Lego video I posted, and the oldest video that's currently like publicly visible on my channel, is the maze video. That's the first Lego video I posted. And I posted it, I think April, oh, I can't remember. I think it's April 12th. I don't know. Maybe it's not, because it's 2012. Sometime in April 2012. Or maybe March 2012. No, April 2012. So it's almost been exactly 10 years since I posted my first Lego video on this channel. So yeah, I'm trying to think of maybe I should do something interesting for the 10-year anniversary. And yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I don't know if anybody's got any cool ideas. Let me know. We'll do something fun. Maybe we'll just do a 10-year live stream and I'll show a bunch of models. I don't know. Something like that. We'll see. Oh, I miss 2012 YouTube. Yeah, YouTube was a lot different back then. Bee of Man. Also, I want to make a model like you once. How would you go about it? And do you have any tips? I mean, just pick something you want to build and start putting pieces together. Oh, the pen fool. I stuck my crank on with a tiny bit of glue to stop it coming off. Yeah, it doesn't seem to stay on very well. Which is unfortunate. Do you have a favorite hockey team? Andrew Abbott. Actually, I don't really watch hockey anymore. I used to watch it a lot when I was a kid, but not so much these days. The disadvantage of missing paper instructions. Yes. Is this the brightest? I mean, it definitely looks... it's brighter than what it looks like in the video. But no, it probably goes brighter, but... oh yeah, here we go. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's definitely a bit brighter. Okay. Clearly, I should have done that a long time ago. Okay. We're... oh, this reminds me of the Red Bull air racing plane. Yeah, I could see that. This version is downsized quite a bit, right? No, it's the same size as my original submission. I love how two of the planes have minifig heads. Gives a classic and cartoony feel to it, which I love. Yes, Lucas. Yeah, that was definitely an intentional design element on my part. I just wanted it to look like fun. So, you know, just giving them some like oversized, inaccurately scaled heads. I thought it was cool. Pretty fun. It's still Lego after all, so I don't want it to be too serious. I like to have fun with the models I build. Okay. Tail fin on this guy. Jason, do you fear that many more mockers will prefer to sell their designs to alternative brick manufacturers rather than submit on ideas if Lego keeps choosing things like BTS, sitcoms, or licenses? I don't think there's any problem with that. I mean, so what if that happens? It's fine. There's the realistic thing. Realistically, Lego is only ever going to produce, you know, a handful, maybe not even, of idea sets a year. Like, how many? Like 3 to 5 maybe. And there's so many great designs out there that, like, why wouldn't you license your design to a third party? I mean, Lego clearly can't produce every, great model that fans produce. So I think it's okay. There are a lot of great models in the world. So why not give people a chance to, get them out there in whatever way they can. The plane's cool, really good job. Be a man. Cool, thanks. The blue yellow one is probably my favorite too. Really swooshable, but I also love the Amelia Earhart homage. Yes, I mean obviously this is based on Amelia Earhart's, what's it called? Vega 5B or something. Yeah, I like the blue and yellow one too. I think this color combination, the blue and the bright yellowish orange, dark blue, really go well together. I only wish these are actually in standard yellow. I wish they were, but they aren't produced in the bright orangish yellow. But it's, not that bad. But yeah, it's very swooshable. It's really cool. What other eras of planes have you thought of adding to the set? And would it be possible to make instructions of unreleased planes? Brian Lee. Yeah, I've thought about doing some more modern ones maybe. So we'll see. I don't actually have that many. I think I only have one more modern one that I'll show you. As far as making instructions for them, yeah, I mean, they're really small, so making instructions would be fairly straightforward. I'm not opposed to that. I'm just kind of busy with a lot of stuff these days, so I just don't have that much time. Eckendecker, ideas is just a hose. I assume that's not the word you meant. To keep people waiting forever instead of monetizing ideas somewhere else. Yeah, I mean, ideas is like, if you want to monetize your idea, ideas, your model. Ideas is a terrible place to do it. Like, it takes you. Okay, I went through the timeline of this set. I posted it in 2018 in April. Actually, I wrote it all down somewhere over here. Yeah. April 17th, 2018 is when I posted the original model to LEGO Ideas. So almost 4 years ago. And it took like a year and 3 months to hit 10,000 supporters. So it was like June 7th, 2019 that it reached 10,000 supporters. Then it took like almost 9 months to go through the whole review process. It wasn't until February 12th, 2020 that it was ultimately rejected. So 2 years, it was on Ideas for 2 years from when I posted it. Almost 2 years when I posted it to when it was rejected. So that's like 2 years of like just not knowing what's going to happen with your project. Yeah, which is a long time. And if you have the option to potentially license it to a third party, then sure, why not? And then obviously it was rejected from LEGO Ideas, but yet LEGO Ideas still owns the rights for 3 years after it's rejected. So you still can't do anything with it anyway after that happens. And obviously I was lucky enough with this one to have it run through the Bricklink Design Program, so I was able to at least monetize it in some way. And just have it produced for everybody to buy, obviously, which is awesome. Maybe you could show all the designs that never got past R&D, Ezra. Oh, you mean for like 10-year anniversary, maybe? Yeah. Unfortunately, I usually take them all apart, so I don't really document them that well, so I don't have that many. Phonex, build a maze with several layers in height that need to be involved at the same time for the celebration. Yeah, something maze related might be interesting. 10 years, Jason Crystal build off. Oh man, I'm way behind the chat if I'm just getting to the messages about the 10-year anniversary. Yeah, hopefully, yeah, we can get Crystal involved. Maybe I'll have to do it not during the weekday though, if Crystal wants to join. Jonathan C, this set is one of the 2 sets I bought from the designer program. Great job on the design. Thanks. Slash me. I love the term swooshable. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. But if ideas is one of their most successful themes, why wouldn't they expand the production capacity and choose more sets per review? It makes a little sense. Yeah, I mean, who knows what Lego does? A lot of what they do don't really make sense. Doesn't make sense to us, but I'm sure they have their reasons. They can do whatever they like. It is a shame though that not more are produced, but it is what it is. Kitsu, I wish more sets use those rubber lift arms. Oh yeah, there's so much more potential with that piece. Yeah, the little too long rubbery lift arms. Actually, I have a walker design. Oh, speaking of prototypes. Here's some rando prototype. I've had this sitting around for probably over a year. Some creepy walker. And I was using those rubber lift arms for feet at some point, but they're not on there right now. It's like some kind of centipede thing. It actually doesn't walk very well, so that's why I never finished it. But anyway, it's like some kind of millipede thing. I'm sure it'll sit around on my build table for another year before I eventually get around to finishing it. Oh, 1x12 plate and tan. That's pretty cool. Okay. Okay, we're finally getting towards the end. I can see the end in sight. I made your lawnmower man a few years ago. Awesome design and build. Thank you, G Buck. Cool. Yeah. Cool. Glad you liked it. Brick Princess, not asking to share actual numbers, but is it somewhat profitable for fan designers to get an idea submission into production? Oh yeah. I mean, it's a decent chunk of change. It's definitely worth it, more than worth it if it happens, but obviously the chances are very, very small. So, you know, you have to be willing to, I guess, do all the promotion and the work with no expectation. I think you have to do it without any expectation that it will actually succeed. Otherwise, you're just going to be severely disappointed. Even if it hits 10,000 supporters. At least if it hits 10,000 supporters, I think you get like $500 worth of Lego or something. I think it's all in the terms of service. So that's at least something, but that's if it hits 10,000 supporters. I know like some people put a lot of effort into promotion and like it doesn't even get 10,000 supporters. So then you get nothing really. Yeah, so I mean, is it worth it? I don't know. I think, as I said, you just can't have any expectation that it'll be selected. Even if it hits 10,000 supporters, just like don't get your hopes up. It's so easy to get your hopes up. And then they'll just come back and say, oh, no, we're not doing it for like no reason whatsoever that they'll tell you. Are you going to build something about the Batman? Oh, the movie that just came out? Yeah. Probably not. I much prefer to kind of focus on original designs. I mean, I'm not opposed to building like license related things, but most of my projects are trying to be like non-IP associated. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, why do I have a mix of brown and black? Something definitely got messed up here. This is not supposed to be brown, but whatever. You will soon sell your talk sets. Sure. Rosh. Ideas should be more like Kickstarter. Gathering enough funding to mass produce the mock and people committing to buying what they see. It's way too easy to just click on support nowadays. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, you need like a real model built and designed for like a Kickstarter type system. So it's a lot of work, and you can't just submit. Like, I don't think it would work very well with like fan submitted designs, especially when they're all digital and they haven't gone through any kind of process of making sure they can physically be built and can be built in a good way. Like one thing, there's a lot of stuff that people don't really take into account. Lego is selling this product, and then Lego has to be on the hook for all the customer support. So if a model doesn't go together very well, or is like a pain in the butt to build, Lego is the one that gets flooded with all these calls for customer support saying, I bought this set and it's terrible, it doesn't stay together, doesn't you can't build it. So so any model that would be produced would have to go through a process where it kind of gets redesigned. Which is what Lego Ideas currently does. So that would all have to happen for any project that gets submitted to like any kind of Kickstarter program, which is actually not an insignificant amount of work. It's actually a ton of work to go through a model and, make good instructions for it, make sure it can be built. It's something that a lot of people don't do when they submit projects to Lego Ideas. So yeah, there's a lot of like other considerations to take into account. I'm back. What is the status of the model? Tricks and Bricks. Yeah, I just finished the last plane. Here we go. Now this plane is obviously from the very early days of flight, like Wright Flyer-esque. It is not a Wright Flyer though. I will show you what a Wright Flyer looks like, and you will see the difference. Okay, I'm just going to catch up with the chat, and then we're going to take a look at this finished model and some of the other ones I've done, and then I'm getting hungry, so I need to eat lunch. You should do the scene from The King's Man with the parachute. Sure. Lego Sonic Boy, okay. Oh, that reminds me, Jason, I saw someone from outside of Lego Twitter retweet your Waves tweet. Someone I follow on WebDev Twitter. Yeah, the Waves tweet definitely blew up. I actually recently started a TikTok account because, I'm cool like that. And I only posted like 3 things on TikTok. But that wave thing blew up. It's got over 6 million views on TikTok. It's crazy. But yeah, it's been making the rounds. People have been tweeting it, retweeting it. Somebody posted on Reddit. It got a lot of upvotes on Reddit. How old are you? Too old. Enthusiastic Banana, and then there's Lego made a video about a Rubik's Cube and it got 10k supporters in a few days. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely quite a few ideas projects that have just like taken off, and that's awesome, great for them. But again, it's so hard to predict. You can't really predict whether that'll happen or not, so you have no idea. You might get lucky, you might not. When Lego reject the ideas project at the final approval stage, did you get any additional feedback? No feedback. Oh, also, would you please do an ATTE with a differential power box or a battery box like the Technic one? I actually have been meaning to revisit my microscale ATTE and put the Circuits Cube battery and motor in it. And I think I could put 3 motors in it, so you could motorize the cannon to rotate, and I have independent motors running each side so it could turn. But again, that's kind of on the list, to-do list, which gets bigger and bigger. And yeah, there's a lot of things on the to-do list. How does Lego review your models when it's time to replicate them? Do they ask for images, an actual model to be sent to them? Brick Princess. They ask for, yeah, whatever you have. I mean, I made instructions for most of the things I submitted, so I just sent them the instructions. But obviously, not everybody does that. A lot of people have digital models, so if you have a digital model, you can just send them the file. But even if you don't, they're gonna redesign it anyway, so they do a good job. They can just go off the pictures, just send pictures or videos, whatever you have. Chances are they will redesign it significantly anyway, so they'll probably just build it from the ground up. Hampter, hey, it's me, CACS. Okay, sure. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Are the black and brown pieces switched around in the right flyer? Yeah, I did. I messed them up a little bit. I think I was supposed to put the brown ones. Yeah. I think I was supposed to put the brown ones here. It was too hard to tell from the instructions. And the black ones... The black one holding the motor. Oh, and where did this just come from? Oh, I put my tablet away. Where's my box? Oh, right. Those go on the end. Clearly, I got too ambitious with my... forgot the tail fins. Okay. Yeah. And then that should be black, but that's fine. Okay. Lego Sonic, that's awesome. I should follow you on TikTok then. Yes, you should. I don't know. Yeah. Or not. I've started making YouTube shorts, so I'll probably just post them all to TikTok as well, just for the heck of it. I should consider making something for like my Lego Mario stuff. Yeah, for sure. Oh, Crystal's back. Speaking of lunch, don't forget to bake those cinnamon buns. Oh yeah, I gotta put the cinnamon buns in the oven. They're sitting on the counter beside the fridge. Yes, I will get on that. I wish you would have pulled the same thing out of us, but with the Death Star trench, an X-Wing, and 3 TIE fighters. Well, I'll show you the Death Star or the trench run in a minute. Brian, thanks. Jason, your builds and videos are really inspiring. Thank you for sharing your designs and time with us. Cool, thanks. I appreciate it. Builds by Matt. I'm glad you created a TikTok account because I had seen other people reposting your work. Oh, interesting. Without credit a few times. Thankfully, there were always comments on the videos linking back to your work. Oh yeah, that's cool. I mean, actually, I made the TikTok account quite a while ago just because of that. Because I know, you know, when a new platform comes out, I just want to take the JK Brickworks name so that nobody knows, so that somebody else doesn't take it and try and like spam or try and like pretend they're me. But so I actually created the account a long time ago, but I never posted anything until recently. Jason, if that wave generator makes it as a Wind Waker mock on ideas, it will surely reach 10K very quickly and make it into production. It's so creative, they can't refuse. I won't be posting it to Lego Ideas, yeah. Yeah. I'm sure it would be popular on Lego Ideas, but I would rather just... I might sell the instructions for it, actually, or something. We'll see. Princess, I would love to be able to show some support on your channel. You don't have any monetary options. I do support you on Patreon. Oh, you're a patron. That's awesome. Thanks. I really appreciate that support. Would like to support here as well. Oh, did I turn off Yeah, I mean, I don't... Yeah. I appreciate that, for sure. Yes, I'm not sure. I think Super Chat was it? Maybe it wasn't enabled. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not too concerned as much about making money off these... as just, you know, interacting with you guys and, you know, sharing my builds with the community. Okay, enough chatting. Okay, so here we go. We're going to take a look-see at what's going on. Okay, so here's the finished model. It's pretty nice. You can see the mechanism in the back, and it's got some nice stuff. Oh, there's a super chat. Look at that. Phonics super chat is enabled. Oh my god, 2000, what is that? Korean something or others? Really appreciate it, thanks. Okay, and obviously you can swap the planes really easily. planes are just mounted on 2 studs. So whatever planes you want to put on there, you know, we can put like this more modern plane on the back and this early plane on the front. It's really easy to swap them out. And yeah, that's cool. There you go. And my vision for this model was that you would be able to easily customize the landscape as well. Because it is only held on by a couple studs, you could just pop it off and build another one and put it back on. Okay, so as far as the original, I have the original model here. It's actually missing the minifig heads. But as you can see, the planes are a little bit different. We'll take a closer look at them. But the only real difference is I was using those panels I showed earlier here, but because those panels don't exist, they're not produced in reddish brown anymore. I couldn't use them as part of the actual Bricklink Design Program set. Another big difference is that the terrain is quite a bit different on my original model. The houses are a little bit bigger. There's definitely less of them, and there's just like kind of more open field space. So when I redesigned this one for the Bricklink Design Program, I definitely wanted to add more detail to it. And I wanted to make the houses at an even smaller scale, just so that you get more of kind of like a country, like village feel to it. So there's actually 5 buildings. But the clouds are pretty much the same, and obviously the basic mechanism is the same. And the size and everything is identical. So yeah, the base is actually identically sized. The mechanism is identical. The other big difference is the supports. This one I'm using these transparent supports. And in the Bricklink Design Program, they're using the axles. And those supports are still in production. But their reasoning was that they didn't think it was, I don't know, solid or stable enough. I mean, they do wobble a bit more. They're definitely a bit flexy. But it's definitely not something that's, you know, to the detriment of the model. So I'm not really sure why they nixed that idea. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay. For the planes themselves, we're going to take a look-see at the differences. Oh, thanks for all the super chats, guys. Jolot. Bro, love your vids. I've been watching for 1 to 2 years. Cool, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Oh, Bricks Princess. Canadian, $10. Oh, are you Canadian? I mean, I know I've seen you online before. I'm sure. I just don't know who you are in real life or where you're from. But, okay, close the window, reopen it. Can super chat now. That's awesome. Thanks for the support. Really appreciate it. Rosh, love the trans clear supports more. Yeah. Yeah, so do I, obviously. Lego Sonic Boy, I think these look good either way. If you had those Technic parts, I'd make something similar. Or if I had those Technic parts, yeah. I mean, they're just minor differences, so it's... I wasn't heartbroken over it. As far as the planes go, here's the Triplanes. This is the original, and obviously it's designed to be the Red Baron. It's a Dreidecker Fokker, or Fokker Dreidecker DR3. Yeah, so it has more rounded tail. Obviously it's got the white striping, and obviously it has these 2 mini guns at the front, which clearly Lego was not a big fan of. But otherwise it is the same basic model. I did update the tail to make it less like the Fokker, and obviously I changed the colors. So that's this one. This is the original Sopwith Camel, and again it's got a bit colors. Obviously I didn't add any of the printing or stickers for the decals, but I did color the tail appropriately, and obviously it's in the, you know, dark green and these like military colors, which again, Lego wanted the generic version, but they are pretty much identical. I did raise the wing up one plate just so they could add transparent brick windscreen in there to give the minifig a little more space to see out of. But otherwise, again, the tail was updated just because I do like this tail design a bit better. It's like slightly bigger just as far as a generic tail design. So that's the biplanes. And then this is Amelia Earhart's plane. So yeah, what is that? It's a Lockheed Vega 5B. And I designed this. It wasn't, I don't think it was part of the original idea submission, but I did build it in one of the videos I made for it. And actually have, I think in the original one, I actually did, in Amelia's plane, it does have red wheel covers. And which is a pretty distinctive design element. So it had these red wheel covers on it, which I took off. Sorry. So it had like red wheel covers. So in my original design, I had them on here as like these little things, but I took them off just so that, you know, to kind of make it less specific to that design. I think the tail was a bit different too, but I don't have that original model kicking around anywhere. Back in the day, I also designed the Spirit of St. Louis, which is Charles Lindbergh's plane, which wasn't part of the Ideas project, and it wasn't part of the Bricklink Design Program. I decided that these two planes were like too similar, so I only wanted to include one in the Bricklink Design Program version. So I went with the red one, because this isn't actually that exciting. An airplane, it's pretty dull. It's just light gray. It's not that exciting a color. Okay, and then as far as the other planes here, this one was new. I actually designed this one specifically for the Bricklink Design Program. I didn't have a version of this originally. And I originally designed it in gray. It's supposed to be a Spitfire. So like World War II era plane, but of course in these military gray colors it definitely looks like a warplane. So in order to make it kind of like generic and a bit brighter, a bit more fun, I decided to go with the blue and yellow, which I think some people think it might be like a Mustang or something, which it could be, but it was originally designed to be a micro scale Spitfire. Rosh, but Lego did their own Red Baron and Sop with camel sets. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, who knows what Lego's thought process are. For the early plane, this was my original Wright Flyer, and there are some subtle differences. The Wright Flyer had two props, one on each side, and it also only had a single tail fin. So in order to make it less like the Wright Flyer, I actually just put a single prop at the back and this double tail fin, which is, you know, a design that was used on planes, early planes like that in the past. So it's kind of just like an amalgamation of different plane designs from that era. So it's not any one particular specific plane from that era. But this is what the Wright Flyer would look like. And actually there's instructions for this online as well. One of the versions I built was like a Wright Flyer little scene, and I actually took it apart, so I can't show it to you. But instructions for that are freely available on Rubricable and on my website. They're easy to fly, or easy to find. It's called First Flight, I think. Okay. Tricks and Bricks, I know I've asked you before if you were going to Scarabek Fan Weekend anytime soon. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody asked that earlier in the chat while you were gone too. as I was like making planes for the Bricklink Design Program, I also was starting to work on some more modern planes like this one. And what is this one? This one's like based on the Blue Angels. It's like an F-18A Hornet. Is that what it's called? Yeah. FA-18 Hornet with like the double. So it's like it's a jet, obviously. There's no prop. It's got jet engines in the back, and it's got the twin tail. Yeah, so obviously I didn't include this one because it's very modern and more military-esque. Most of these other planes, there are usually versions of them that are non-military. There's stunt planes that are biplanes and triplanes. Obviously, the early planes aren't military. So this one's very specifically a military-looking plane. So that's why I didn't include it. Yep, FA-18 Super Hornet, Ezra Kornfeld. Military planes are allowed as long as they have rescue stickers on them. Yes. Yes, obviously. This would be totally handy for a search and rescue operation. Okay, what other versions? Where did... I know I have... Oh, the Star Wars one is over there. Hold on, I'll come back. Did you make an Airbus plane or maybe something like two birds chasing each other? I thought about building birds and I didn't, but I built some other stuff, which I'll show in a second. Probably the most popular version of this I made was obviously the trench run with the X-Wing and the TIE, Vader's TIE, and these like turrets on the surface that actually rotate as well. So it's a little bit more elaborate than the standard basic one. It's got three pistons in the middle. So the front one drives the X-Wing, the back one drives the TIE Advanced, and the one in the middle drives a lift arm that rotates back and forth. Actually, a couple, and they are connected up through the surface to rotate those turrets. So yeah, this is probably one of the most popular ones. And then I also built the Christmas one, which was also fairly popular. And instructions for these are all available. Actually, the X-Wing ones I do sell, so gotta make some money somehow. But the rest are all freely available. And this is missing some things. It's missing the reins, but this one was super fun. And actually, I took some of the trees apart because I needed dark green cheese slopes. But again, this is like a triple version, and it's just longer than the other ones to fit a longer drive shaft. And I was considering early on. I was considering making another triple version one with. I was gonna do a Escape from Jakku scene with some TIE fighters and a Millennium Falcon, but it never really came to fruition. These have been sitting around for 4 years. Actually, I think I built them pretty shortly after I submitted the Lego Ideas project. But never finished. I think it would be cool to have the Millennium Falcon being chased by 2 TIE fighters, and then have like a desert scene on the ground with like a bit of a partially buried Star Destroyer there, like in the movie. But I probably won't finish it or do that. The other things I explored when I was working on the idea submission. Oh, /me, gotta go now. Have fun, guys. Yeah, we're just wrapping up anyway. Thanks for joining. It was great to have you here. Was like human powered flight. So I have, this hang glider. I made this hang glider on this paraglider. And they can easily be... They can also easily just be like... fit on the same thing. The same mechanism. Let me just clip this on here. Oh, he came off. No, that's fine. You get the idea anyway. Obviously, that would need a little bit better connection mechanism, but it is something else I explored, was having like some human flight guys. But I figured they wouldn't be as interesting to people as the airplanes, so I didn't include them again in the Bricklink submission. But they were cool little fun projects to make, to try and get these yeah, like the paraglider shaping was pretty fun to work on. Julian, this is great. Hello from Vancouver. Cool. Thanks for joining us. We're just about finishing. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. We're done. I think that's about all I had to show. Thanks for joining, everybody that joined. It was great to chat with you guys while we built this. And I guess I'll probably do another live stream in a couple weeks. I think once every 2 weeks is probably about what I'm going to aim for at the moment. I have no idea what I will do then, but we'll see. MS Raw, I was thinking about a Top Gun homage with the F-14 and MiG. Yeah, that'd be cool. But it's probably not the best time for that right now. Yeah, maybe not. War seems to be, yeah, maybe not the best topic these days. Although the new Top Gun movie, in theory, will be coming out at some point this year, maybe? I don't know. Lego Sonic Boy. The only Lego hang glider I have is from Lego Island Extreme Stunt Set from my childhood. Oh, yeah. That's cool. Okay, I guess... Oh, yeah. The hang glider minifig. Oh, yeah. It's from, like, the Extreme... Extreme. He's definitely an older minifig. It's an older minifig, but it checks out. Okay, anyway. That's it. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Thank the mods for popping in and keeping everything going smoothly. I guess, as always, thanks for watching. Keep on building. I'll see you in the next one.